So we are live right now. I want to say welcome to everyone that is coming on live right now with me. You are welcome to today's section. If you are there, I need you to drop a one in the chat. Let me know how many of you are there right now. If you are there, drop a one in the chat. And also, I would like to know where you are joining from. So you may want to drop your name and your location. Let me know where you are joining us from today on this call. And if you can hear me, I also want to be sure you all can hear me. If you can hear me, please drop a one in the chat. If you can hear me, please drop a one in the chat. If you can hear me, drop a one in the chat. I want to be sure you can hear me. Thank you so much. I can see someone dropping a one in the chat that they can hear me. So today I want to say welcome to today's section. This section is special because you all are going to be learning how to write your home book in 30 days or less. And I'm not going to be taking your time today. I'm going to do this. I want us to do this under 30 or 45 minutes so that we all can go back to what we have been doing or what we want to do for the evening. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are joining us from today. I think we should just go right into it. So if you are watching the replay, I would like you to drop your location as well so I can welcome you or interact with you in the comment section. So if you happen to watch the replay of this section, please feel free to drop your location in the chat. All right, so let's get into today's section, why we are here, so we can leave here quickly and get back to whatever it is we were doing before now. All right, so my name is Olufunke Addo, and I am the founder of FK Creative 360. I help professionals and entrepreneurs, leaders, public figures turn their stories into timeless legacy books. And I also help businesses to gain visibility online. We help businesses, brands to gain visibility online through social media marketing. So these are the things we do at FK Creative 360. So if you want to get in touch with us, please check the description of this video. You are going to see how to get in touch with us, how to book a free call. So whatever you're booking a free call for, whether to get your book written, you want to consult for your business or for your social media, please feel free to get in touch with us. So let's get into today's business while we are here right now. I'm going to share my screen so we can go ahead and do this. If you are still with me, please drop a one in the chat again. If you are still with me, drop a one in the chat. So while I'm sharing my screen, I need you to also share this live with anyone you think may need this. Share with your friends and families. Let them, also learn from what we are going to be teaching today. Okay? So like we said, the title for today's webinar is Write Your Book in 30 Days or Less. And this is doable because this is something we have taught in the past. This is something we have done. This is what we have taught people to do, and they've also done it. And this is how to share your story, build authority, and unlock new income streams, even if you are not a writer. Even if you have never written a word before, this is doable for you. And I wanted to meet your coach today. My name is Olufunke Addo, and I'm a professional ghostwriter and publishing expert. I specialize in helping professionals, leaders, and public figures turn their stories into timeless legacy book. I formerly served as the immediate past Director General of the Fish for Life Foundation, which specialized in digital skills education. And when I say that, I added that because this is one of the things we've taught in our classes, and we've had a lot of people who have gone ahead to become authors in less than 30 days. Some took 60 days, 90 days, depending on how your speed is, it is still doable. We have had people who became published authors in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So this is something that is doable. We are not just telling you what cannot be done. It can be done because it has been done before. It has happened several times. So I am thrilled to have you here today. If you've ever thought that you want to write a book, but you don't know where to start, I want to write a book, I don't know where to start, I don't know how to start, you are in the perfect place today. I am going to walk you through exactly how to write your book in just 30 days, even if you don't think you are a writer. So stick around until the end because I've got something special for you to make it even easier for you to write your book. I hope that sounds good to you. If that sounds good to you, let's dive into today's event. So who is this for? This is for aspiring writers. Okay, so before we get started, let's make sure that we know who this is for. This webinar is for aspiring writers, it's for creatives, coaches, professionals, entrepreneurs, and really anyone at all who has a story, anyone at all who has something to share. So maybe you are a business owner who wants to attract more clients, you are a coach who wants who gives a life-changing advice, or someone who has a personal story that will inspire others. This webinar is for you. And here is the best part. You don't need to be a writer. You don't need to have any writing experience to be here. If you can talk about your passion, if you can explain anything to anybody, we can communicate, then you can write a book. So whether you've written a book before or not does not matter. If you are here, you can communicate, you can talk about your passion, you can explain something to anyone, and the person will understand. You can talk about something, then you can write a book. I hope you are with me. If you are with me, I need you to put a yes in the chat. If you are with me on this, put a yes in the chat. All right? So let's move ahead. What you will learn today. So here is what you are going to walk away with today. First, you're going to learn why a book is the most powerful tool um, to grow your authority and income. Okay? Also, you're going to learn the step-by-step roadmap, 30-day roadmap to write your book. Okay? So let's go ahead. You're going to write the truth about writing book and the common myths about writing book. Also, I will share with you how to avoid being overwhelmed and also how to finally finish your book. And finally, I'll share how to get support to make this process way easier for you. My goal is for you to leave feeling excited and ready to start. So, not for you to just come here and learn, but to also have the confidence that you can start your book and finish your book. That is my goal for you today. If you are with me, please grab your pen and paper, ready to learn, ready to go home with something that you can actually implement today. So, a little bit about me, what I've done. I've helped 80 plus professionals and creatives publish their books, most of which I've helped to write their books. Now, this is about them, about their story, about what they have to share, not about just me. It is about what they have to share. So I've helped many people to put their stories, to put their expertise, to put their ideas out there. And I've seen how books transform lives and businesses. I have seen this firsthand. Remember, I told you I've worked with a lot of people, a lot of professionals, a lot of entrepreneurs who, some of which have been trying to write books for more than a decade, 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, and they couldn't get it done. I have seen how these books transform their lives and businesses. As we go on, I'm going to be sharing some examples with you, even though I'm not going to give you names. I'm just going to give you pseudonyms or just placeholder names. Let me put it that way. So I don't give away people's ideas or give their identity away. I'm not going to share with you their real identity, okay? But I'm going to share with you some examples of transformations that has happened to some of my clients. And these are some books that we've written. Some of them are my personal books, as you can see my name on them. They are all published. And if you go to Amazon right now and search any of these books, you are going to see them there. Go to Amazon and search any of these books, you are going to see them there. So I don't share clients' work unless they give uh, the permission to share. So I'm not going to be sharing more than this uh, for today. All right. Now let's go to why book matters more than ever. Let's talk about why writing a book is such a game changer. First, it establishes authority. Book establishes authority. When you are a published author, people see you as an expert. So whether you are a coach, you are a consultant or creative, it does not matter, whoever you are. When you write a book, people see you as an expert. For example, you as a person, have you ever seen or met someone who wrote a book on something? And when they are talking and they tell you, uh, I've written a book on so thing, and I've published my book. It's on Amazon. You can check it out. How do you feel? What do you think about them? What is your perception about them? Immediately, you see this person as an authority, as an expert. This is the same thing that could happen to you as a person when you become a published author. People start seeing you as an authority. Instantly, you become an authority. You become an expert in their eyes. Just the way another person becomes an authority or an expert in your eyes when they tell you, I have published a book. So it's the same feeling for you as a person when you become a published author. I hope you are following me and I hope you are getting something from this. Second, a book is like a magnet for opportunities for you. It can lead to speaking gigs, podcast interviews, or new clients reaching out. Let me say that again. A book is like a magnet for opportunities. It can lead to speaking gigs, podcast interviews, and new clients reaching out for you. I've seen this firsthand. I've seen this firsthand. I I have I have a client who actually wrote a book on something on a particular field, and instantly she started getting publicity. People started inviting her to speak about that same topic because this is something that people have been looking for someone to talk about. Then she wrote a book about it, and people are inviting her from everywhere to come and speak about it. This opens door for her for speaking. If you ever wanted to be a public speaker, you want to start speaking publicly, write a book. Write a book and make noise about it. Tell everyone you have written a book on so thing. Before you know it, people are going to start inviting you to come and speak on that same thing that you have written on. Another reason why book matters is that is a way to turn your knowledge into income, either passively through book sales or actively by attracting high paying clients. Remember, we said that the first reason we said it actually uh, gives you it makes you appear as an authority. You become an authority in that field. Now, high paying clients are looking for an expert and authority in that particular field where they are interested in. So when you write a book, you instantly attract high paying clients to yourself. So apart from selling your books and making money from it, you can also make money by attracting the right client and high paying clients to yourself, to your business, to your profession. I hope everyone here is following and I hope you are seeing why you need to write a book. And finally, a book is a legacy. It is your legacy in written form. It's a way to share your story or expertise with the world forever. So imagine someone picking your book 10 years from now and being inspired. Is that not powerful? We've seen a lot of people who are even long gone. Some of them they are no longer with us, but we still read their books and we are still inspired. We still read their books and their books still changes life. Why? Because they decided to put their legacy in written form. There are some books on leadership, on business that are like 20 years old, but people still read them till now. So that is why you should put your own legacy in written form. And also imagine maybe you write a book about yourself, your journey into business or into entrepreneurship or whatever field you are. And your grandchildren picks your book up tomorrow or in the future and they read it and they become inspired, they become they gain clarity. How would you feel? Like how would you feel if that happens to you in the future? So even when you are long gone, they are still reading your book and they are saying, oh, grandpa of blessed memory, grandma of blessed memory wrote this book and I'm inspired. Through this book, I've transformed. So through this book, I've gained clarity and all that. So your book becomes your legacy in written form. So it matters. Everyone who has a story, who has gone through anything, who has a profession, should write a book. Let's move ahead. What are the common myths about writing book? Number one is I'm not a writer. You don't need to be Shakespeare to write a book. If you can tell a story or explain an idea, you are already a writer. I said it earlier that if you can speak, if you can tell a story, then you are a writer. If you can communicate, whether by speaking or even by sign language, you can be a writer. You are already a writer. Another myth is that it has to be perfect. Nope, done is better than perfect. So your first draft just needs to exist. It doesn't need to be perfect. That is why when you see writers, great writers or great authors who have published their books, they publish the one first edition, then you hear about second edition, third edition, fourth edition, fifth edition. What do you think was happening? Because the first edition is not perfect, then we have the second edition. The second edition is not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. So if anyone tells you your book needs to be perfect, then they are not telling you the truth. Your book needs to be out there. It needs to be done. Like I said earlier, done is better than perfect. Something that is in your head, the idea that is in your head that is not brought to life, it's of no use. It's of no use to anyone. Your book is in your head. You are trying to perfect it in your head. You didn't bring it out. You didn't write it. It's of no use to anybody. Unless the book is written, it cannot impact any life. So your book doesn't need to be perfect. Another myth is I need a big audience first. It is not true. Your book builds your audience, not the other way around. When you write your book and your book is out there, your book will help you find your tribe. It will help you find your community because these are people that can relate to what you're writing. They can relate with your story. They totally get it. They totally fit into whatever you are writing about. So they find you, or your book helps you find them. So you need your book to build your audience, not the other way around. Don't wait till you have a lot of followers, you have a lot of audience before you write your book. Write your book, put it out there. There are so many ways your book will get to find your tribe. So many ways. Another one is I don't have time. I get it. We are all busy. But I'll show you how to write in just 30 days with a simple system. So even if you are busy, you can still get your book written. So all these myths are just excuses holding you back. They are not real. They are just excuses. And if you continue to entertain them, you will have millions and millions of excuses not to write your book. So whether you are a writer or not, you don't have to be a writer to write a book. Your draft does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be out there. Your story does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be out there. You don't need a big audience. And you don't need to have all the time in the world before your book can be out there. Let's go ahead and tell ourselves the truth about writing book. Here is the truth about writing a book. First, it's not about perfect words. I think I mentioned that earlier. It's not about perfect words. It doesn't need to be perfect. Your book is about sharing your ideas, not to winning a prize. You are not writing to win a Nobel laureate. So you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to use the right grammar. You don't have to use the big grammars before you get your book out there. People who are going to be impacted by your books are not going to be looking at your grammar. They are going to be looking at the value they are getting from those books. How many books have you yourself written and you saw errors in those books? But you don't focus. Do you focus on those errors? No, you don't. You focus on the message. That is what is important to your audience, not your errors. You are the one overthinking it. You are the one thinking, oh, I don't know how to speak the best grammar. How will people be able to read this? How will people see it? Those that are going to be impacted by your books don't care about your grammar. They care about the value you want to give to them. Secondly, it's about structure and systems. With the right plan, writing becomes easy. So if you put the right plan in place, writing becomes easy for you. And that is what we do at FK Creative 360. We help you put structure, systems in place. We give you the right plan to get your book out there. And thirdly, you already have the content. This is my favorite part. You already have the content. You are thinking, oh, what am I going to write about? Oh, please. If you sit down to think, you have something to write about. There is this saying that an average adult has at least 20 books inside of them. At least 20 books inside of you. You are the one who has failed to bring them out. You have the content already. You are the content. So don't think you don't have content, you don't have something to write about. You do have something to write about. Your experiences, your expertise, your stories are the raw materials. You just need to organize them. And this is what we do for our clients at FK Creative 360. When they want to write their book, we ask them what they want to write about. Remember, there are so many contents you have. So your content can be anything. So you can pick one part of your life that you want to write about. And then when we talk about it in our clarity section, we let you you let us you let us know what you want to write about. Then we extract it from you. We don't just bring your book out of nowhere. We bring it out of you. So as our clients who come to us and say, I want to write about this, but I don't know how to start. I don't know where to start. We just sit down with them. We extract the story from them. So you already have the content. You just need to bring it out one way or the other. You don't need to start looking for content anywhere. You have your content and your experiences, like I said, your expertise or your stories are the raw materials. So you just need to organize them. That is all we do. We bring their stories out of them. We bring their experiences. We extract it from them. Things that they don't think matters. Look, what that thing you think does not matter to you is what matters to someone else. You are thinking, this thing is just common sense. It's common sense to you. It's not common sense to another person. It is not common sense to the person who is going to read their book. It is common sense to just you. That's why you're going to see that there are people who don't know how to use WhatsApp. For example, you are on YouTube now, or you are using Zoom. You are using YouTube, you are using Zoom. Excuse me. You are using Google Meet or whatever means. And there are people who don't know how to use this. If you are going to write a book about that, your readers don't know how to use it. You are the only one that knows. You are not the only one that knows how to use it, right? But those that you are targeting don't know how to use it. That's why you have tutorials everywhere. Tutorials. You see some tutorials and you'll be like, this is common sense. Tutorial about this. It is common sense to you. It's not common sense to those who need it. So that content, that thing inside you, that thing you know that you think is just it's just simple, it's ordinary. It is ordinary to you. It is not ordinary to your audience. I hope you are getting me. If you are relating to this, if you are getting me, if you get it right now, just write a yes in the chat. I need you to put a yes in the chat. I want to be sure that you are getting it now. Now you are thinking, I know this thing. I know how to do this. I know this. I have this story. It's like it's ordinary to me, but it's not ordinary to another person. Now you are seeing the value in your story. You are seeing the value in your content. You have valuable content. You just don't know it until you put it out there and you start getting people messaging you and saying, oh, your story has changed my life. Your book transformed my life. Your book transformed my business. I was going through Instagram, I think earlier today or maybe yesterday, and I saw a content. Somebody made a content about car or something, and this looked like ordinary, like it sounded so ordinary. But see a lot of people commenting on how that has changed their lives. Oh, thank you so much. This has just changed my life. You have just saved, you have just helped me. You have just, that is how your story is. You're going to think it's ordinary, but it's not ordinary to another person. Okay? So, and finally, like we said earlier, done is better than perfect. A finished book in your hands is worth way more than a perfect book that never gets written. I think I mentioned this earlier that you have a book idea in your head, but you didn't write the book. Then someone else writes their own book. They are 10,000 times better than you that did not write their book. So if you refuse to write your own book, it's in your head, you're trying to perfect it. It's a great idea. Oh, I have a great book idea in my head. Where is the book? It's in my head. It's of no use to anyone. But if you brought that idea out on paper, you brought your idea to and converted it to a book, somebody is going to read it, no matter how small it is, no matter how little it is. Somebody is going to read it and they are going to be transformed. And that written idea is better than 10,000 times. I believe it's better than what is in your head that is never written. I hope somebody is feeling relieved. If you are feeling relieved, just type yes. Type yes in the comment section. I want to know if you are following, if you are really getting clarity from this. Type a yes. Remember, your book is not ordinary. Your story is not ordinary. You have the contents already, and you don't have to be perfect to write your book. These are the truths about writing a book. Let's move ahead. Now, let's dive into the heart of today's webinar, which is your 30-day book blueprint. This is a super simple step-by-step plan to take you from blank page to a finished book in just 1 month. So I've broken this into 4 weeks, and each week has clear tasks that anyone, even a complete beginner, can follow. So I'll walk you through exactly what to do, how long it takes, and give you examples to make it crystal clear. Like I said earlier, my goal is to make this feel doable, that you are excited to start. My goal is to make it feel doable for you. Now, I'm not trying to put you under prayer. Don't think, oh, I must finish in 30 days or not. You can decide to, adjust this blueprint. So you can decide to customize it. If 60 days is what you can finish in, adjust it and make it 60 days for you. This is just a blueprint that you can build on, you can customize and use for yourself. Some people are going to finish in less than 30 days, while others might spend more than 30 days. But this is a blueprint, and you can also, sorry about that, you can adjust it, you can customize it. Okay? Let's go ahead. This is week 1. Week 1, plan and outline. Plan and outline. I hope you all can still hear me. Maybe I should stop sharing so I can follow up on comments, or just give me 1 moment. Let me follow up on comments. I want to be sure I am still audible because I'm getting calls. I want to be sure I am audible. If any member of my team is there, please message me on WhatsApp to know, just for me to know if I am audible. Any member of my team there, please message me on WhatsApp. I want to be sure I'm audible because I'm sharing my screen now and I don't want to get distracted. So this is week 1, plan and outline. The goal for this week is to create a clear foundation for your book. Create a clear foundation for your book. And the time is 3 to 5 hours in total. Remember, it doesn't have to be the exact time. You can spend less or more. This is a blueprint. So all you need to do is to adjust this to fit into your routine. And the first thing is to define your book purpose. To do that, you need to answer these 3 questions. I'm going to be using examples, but I'm not going to be using real names. So Please, if this sounds like somebody you know, when I start mentioning names and it sounds like somebody you know, it is not the person. This is not the person's real names. All right, thank you very much. The first question you need to ask is, what's your book about? E.g., how to start a coaching business, or my journey to overcoming anxiety. That's an example. So, another question you need to answer is, who is this for? E.g., new coaches, young adults. And the next question you need to answer is, what results will it give them? So these three questions are very important for you to define your book's purpose. Excuse me, I think I'm getting feedback. Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to be sure it's not about the webinar. So let's move ahead. Define your book's purpose. We are on this point, and I said you need to answer these three questions to be able to define your book's purpose. Number one is, what's your book about? Is it about how to start a coaching business? If you're a coach and you want to help other people become coaches, then it could be, oh, my journey overcoming anxiety. Yeah. Then who is this for? Who is your book for? You need to define who you are writing the book for. They said there is this saying that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable, right? If you don't know the purpose, you don't know who your book is for, how are you going to actually get the book to them? Because it will get to a point where you need to market your book, right? Of course, we are not going to talk about that today. For those of you who you want to learn more, get more support on your book journey, please join the Telegram group. You can check the comment is pinned there, or check the description of this video. You're going to see the link to join the Telegram group. Join the Telegram group and you can get support there. Sometimes you're going to be doing hangouts and we're going to be sharing some of these things, especially when it gets to when you need to launch your book, when you need to market your book, and then how you can get more help to write your book. All right, so let's go ahead. Another question you need to ask yourself, the third question is, what results will it give them? An example is confidence to launch a business. And another one is tools to manage stress. Now, this is an example of a well-defined book purpose. An example, a client, Lisa, decided her book was about mindful parenting. You see, that is what the book is about. For busy moms, who it is for, are you seeing the structure now? To help them reduce stress and connect with their kids, the result. So that is how you're going to define your book. Mindful parenting for busy moms to help them reduce stress and connect with their kids. The next task you need to do is to brainstorm key topics. I put 1 to 2 hours. Like I said, you can customize the time to suit your home routine. Here you need to list 8 to 12 main ideas or lessons your book will cover. And this will become your chapters. List 8 to 12 main ideas or lessons your book will cover, depending on what you're writing about. And this will become your chapters. Example, for Lisa's book, topics included morning mindfulness routines, handling tantrums calmly, and self-care for moms. Remember, all of this, if you look at all these main ideas, there are things that still talk about mindful parenting. And this is focused on moms. So, morning mindfulness routines, handling tantrums calmly, and self care for moms. This is what every mom needs. If you are a mother, you need this. If somebody writes a book like this, every mother needs it because it's crazy being a mom and a busy mom for that matter. So if somebody writes a book about this, a lot of mothers will want to buy it. Another task you need to do here is to create a rough outline. That is, write a one sentence summary for each chapter. So now you need to summarize your chapter into one sentence. Don't worry about perfection. This is just a roadmap. For now, you are just outlining. You are planning your book now. Don't don't think about how to get it perfected for now. It's just a roadmap that you're going to build on. So, example for chapter 1, why mindfulness matters. Summary is to introduce how small mindful habits transform family life. So this is what you want to do for your chapter 1. This is like introduction of the whole book. So now you want to introduce why mindfulness habit transforms, how mindfulness habits transform family life. That is chapter 1. You have summarized chapter 1 into one sentence. Now let's go to week 2. For this, you're going to do this one for each chapter you're going to be. You want to write. Maybe you want to write 8 chapters, you want to write, even if it's 6 chapters you want to write, you do the same thing for each of your chapters. So week 2 is for you to map and start writing. Week 2 is for you to map and start writing. So the goal is to organize your chapters and write your first draft opening sections. That is the goal. Now the task, map your chapters. So turn each chapter's one sentence summary into a mini outline with 3 to 5 key points. Remember, you have summarized each chapter into a one sentence summary. Now you want to turn it into a mini outline with 3 to 5 key points. For example, Lisa's chapter 1 are points where 1. What mindfulness is. 2. Why parents need it. And 3. A quick mindfulness exercise. You see how she has broken it into 3 key points for chapter 1. First, she made it into, let's go back there. She created a one sentence summary. Why mindfulness matters for parents. So now you have to introduce how small mindful habits transform family life. Now she came here and she said what mindfulness is. Now she's explaining what mindfulness means, why parents need it, and a quick mindfulness exercise. This is a complete chapter outline. She has mapped out a whole chapter. Now, to develop this is going to be very easy for her going forward. Another task is for you to write your introduction. Write 1 to 2 pages introducing your book's purpose and why it matters. So when you are done breaking your chapter into mini outlines, then you go ahead to introduce your book's purpose and why it matters. Share a personal story to connect with readers. This is very important. Share a personal story to connect with readers. Okay? Because when you share a story, people can put themselves in that picture. For example, Lisa wrote about a chaotic morning with her kids and how mindfulness changed her approach. Most mothers, if not all mothers, have chaotic morning when it comes to kids. There are some mornings that will be so chaotic, and when you are done with the morning routine, you will be so exhausted that you will think you have been working for 5 days non-stop as a mother. So now she described a story. She wrote a story about how she experienced the same thing and how mindfulness, what she's actually writing about. Remember, she's writing about mindful parenting. Now she's not going to tell us how mindfulness changed her approach. At that point, anyone that picks up that book is ready to learn. They are now paying attention, like, okay, I have this same problem, and this woman is going to teach me how to solve it. So they are going to teach them how all this mindfulness that will help them to get everything together. I don't know if you are getting me. I hope you are. And I hope you are in your head now, you are thinking of that thing that you can share with everybody. What you have gone through, your experience, that you can now, how you overcame that a challenge, that you can now teach other people through your book. Another task that you need to do is to write 2 to 3 chapters. This is week 2. Aim for 1,000 to 2,000 words total. Follow your mini outlines and write like you are explaining to a friend. Remember, we said from the beginning that if you can explain, if you can explain something, if you can tell a story, then you can write a book. This is where that comes in. Now you have your mini outlines. Now you're going to write it as if you are explaining to a friend. I hope somebody is getting this. So you have become a writer. Now, you want to explain to your friend what mindfulness is. This is something that you know. Now you want to explain. You're going to write it as if you are explaining to your friend. There is no, you don't need any technicality, any strange, whatever. You just need to write it as if you are explaining. If it's too difficult, then record yourself saying it. If you feel like writing is it's not your thing, writing it, you don't know how to put it into writing, record yourself saying it and listen to yourself later as if you are explaining to a friend. That is how you should write. For example, Lisa wrote her first 2 chapters, each about 800 words, using her outlines to stay focused. Remember, you have your mini outlines. For Lisa, she asked, what is mindfulness? Why parents need it? Now she uses that to explain in her book. Like I said, don't worry about how perfect it is or how perfect it looks. Worry about writing it for now. Just start writing. These are tips for beginners. Write in short bursts. For example, you can write in 25-minute sections using a Pomodoro technique, which means you are focused on one thing at a time. Just focus on that thing that you are doing. Don't do any other thing. Just do it. Write that one. You want to write about mindfulness, write that mindfulness and go away for that after 25 minutes. Don't spend more than that 25 minutes on it. This is because you don't want to get overwhelmed. When you get overwhelmed, there is every possibility that you abandon it and tell yourself, I will do it later. Or you get bored, I will do this later. Then you never get it done. Don't edit while writing. Just get the words out. You write your first chapter, you want to edit. Don't do that. Just write. The task here is just for you to write. Don't try to edit anything. This is not the time to edit. Just write, because by the time you start editing, there are some ideas you are going to forget. There are some points that are going to escape at that moment because you are trying to focus on perfection instead of getting the message out. Use voice to text if typing feels slow. I think I mentioned this earlier. You can use voice to text. You can record yourself. Use any means that is convenient for you to get your message out of you. Let's go to week 3. Our time is fast spent, so we need to move faster. Yes, I wanted us to spend 30 to 45 minutes, but we are almost at 1 hour, so we need to move faster. Week 3, continue plus insert signature stories. The goal here is to keep writing and add personal stories to make your book engaging. I think we mentioned it earlier that you need to put stories. That is how people will be able to connect with your story. So it will make your book engaging. The task here is to write 3 to 5 more chapters. So follow your mini outlines to write 2,000 to 3,000 words. Focus on progress, not perfection. This keeps coming up because it is important. You need to focus on writing the book, progress, not perfection. So that is why you should not edit while you are writing. You need to keep progressing, you need to keep moving. By the time you start editing, trust me, it's either you get bored and abandon it, or you get too overwhelmed and you never get to write the rest chapters. So focus on progress and not perfection. Example, Lisa wrote 3 more chapters like mindful discipline techniques and creating family rituals. She was able to write all of this, not because she was trying to be perfect, but because she was just writing it as if she was telling a story. That's the way I'm talking to you now. All of these things I'm saying in this webinar can be turned into a book because I'm explaining. I can decide to turn all of this webinar into a book. As a matter of fact, I have a book on this, writing your book in 30 days or less. I have for 90 days as well. I think I'm going to give that free to those that join our community. So if you are here to join the Telegram community, please go and join. So you will be having access to some of these resources that we release for free. We are going to be giving out some resources for free, and we are going to be doing some hangouts. You want to be part of that. That is where you can really ask your questions, and then your questions will be answered in detail. This webinar you will not be able to attend to all questions, but there in the community you can ask your questions. You can type your questions and it will be answered. Everyone can also benefit from your questions. All right, so let's go to the next task for your week 3. Add signature stories. Pick 2 to 3 chapters and insert a short personal story that illustrates your point. For example, earlier we talked about how Lisa talked about a chaotic morning and how mindfulness helped her. She can write mindful discipline techniques, that chapter, and insert a particular time she had to discipline a child and the kind of mindful technique that she used. So when you share these stories, it helps your book become engaging. Then your reader is picturing herself in that position and how she can solve that problem. I hope you are getting that. Example, in a discipline chapter, Lisa shared a story about calmly handling her son's meltdown at a grocery store. Imagine your son just throwing tantrums at a grocery store in the public. It can be crazy, but she shared a story on how she calmly handled it. As a parent, as a mother, when you read the story about that and how she handled it, It will help you to handle yours if it happens. If it has happened before, then you now start thinking, I could have handled this better. This is the way I could have handled it. And then if it happens again, you now know how to handle it better. These are the things that Lisa wants to achieve in her book. So she needs to share a story to make it look real. So people can know that this is the way they can handle theirs also. Now, the next task is to review your progress. Read through your draft and ensure it flows and adjust your outline if needed. Now, this is where you need to review your progress. Now, you are reading your draft and you are seeing that, oh, this this title needs to come before this title. Yes, I had issue like that with a client. We were writing a book, and then in fact we were done. And he now saw that okay, this should come before this. Let's rearrange this book. So we had to rearrange all the remember it is their story. Okay? So you that holds the story, you know that you need to you know how it flows. You know how it is your experience, you know how this thing flows. You know what should come before the other. So he was able to rearrange after writing because when we ghostwrite for clients, we also give them to review. At the point of reviewing, they are going to probably do some rearrangements and say, oh, let this come before this, or they are going to remember some things that they want to insert. This is where this happens. When you are reviewing your progress, now you now see that, oh, okay, I think this outline should come before this outline, this should come before this and that. So you want to ensure it flows the way you want it to flow. Tip for beginners. Stories don't need to be dramatic, just authentic. An example is a lesson you learned or a client you helped. So it may not even be your own personal lesson. It could be for a client. Oh, this client was going through this, then we stepped in and helped them to achieve this. It just has to be authentic. It doesn't have to be dramatic that you now start picturing. It is not cinema. It is not Hollywood. It just has to be an authentic story that people can relate with. If you are stuck, skip a chapter and come back later. This is a tip that you can use as a beginner. If you get stuck on a chapter, skip it and come back to it later. Don't get stuck and stay there. Unstuck yourself. Go to another chapter, then come back to that chapter that you got confused or you got stuck at. You cannot, by the time you come back, you must have even gained clarity on how to proceed with that chapter. This one is very important, and I think it's important for your progress and for your motivation. Celebrate small wins, like finishing a chapter, especially for a beginner. You just finished a chapter, you should celebrate. Oh, call a friend, call your spouse, or call your mentor, call your coach. I just finished my chapter one. I am so excited. Celebrate. This will encourage you to proceed. Even they will encourage you, like, you finish your chapter one, that's nice. Oh, kudos. When are you going to write chapter two? Oh, I'm starting right away. Okay, I'm rooting for you. Celebrate your small wins. Week 4, refine, finish, and prepare for launch. Now, the goal here is to complete your draft and get ready to share it with the world. Task: finish your remaining chapters. Of course, you need to write the remaining chapters to complete your draft. Aim for 10 to 15,000 words in total for a short book. So if you are a beginner, at least aim for 10 to 15,000 words. Start with short book for a beginner so that you don't spend 5 years, 10 years writing a book. I've seen cases like that a beginner that is trying to write a book is trying to write a encyclopedia or whatever they call it. And then they've spent 5, 10 years writing that book. Why not start with a short book? Then you can expand on it later. So, for example, Lisa finished her last two chapters and hit 12,000 words. 12,000 words is a lot and it's good enough for a beginner. Refine your drafts. Read through and fix obvious errors, e.g., typos, unclear sentences. Like we said, don't aim for perfection, focus on clarity. If you keep aiming for perfection, perfection, you will never get anything done. So just focus on clarity, especially if you are doing this yourself. If you are the one doing all this um, editing yourself, you are fixing all the errors, the typos, and stuff like that. Please focus on clarity. An example, I'm giving you examples of all these tasks so that you know uh, what to do. Lisa cut a repetitive section and clarified a mindfulness exercise. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a client that also did something similar. We finished the book. After we finished that book, we now discovered that because it has medical terms, we now discovered that some chapters were repeated in another words. Like in another words, the book has to do with researching and all that. So it's something that we had to research, deep research and all that. But we discovered that some chapters were repeated, not word for word, but in another word, they were repeated, like the titles were repeated. So were the content, not word for word, but you know that this is almost the same thing. They're almost talking about the same thing. So we have to cut out those repetitive. We chose the best and cut out the rest. So this is an example of refining. You remove the ones that are repetitive or the ones that are unclear. Feel like this is not clear enough. So let's just take this out, take that out, fix some obvious errors, and do what? And go ahead with your book. Prepare for launch. For you to prepare for launch, this is not a detailed launch plan, okay? But once your book is ready, you have refined it, aka you have edited your book, you have formatted your book. You need to format your book as well. We are going to teach how to format your book in our community. So if you have not joined, you are going to miss out on a lot of things. So if you don't want to miss out on a lot of things, you need to join that community because we're going to be teaching you. Like I said, my goal is for you to get your book from idea to the bookstore. Get it out to finished book, to published book, not just finish, to published book. So everything that we need to give you to help to publish your book, we are going to give it. We are going to give you all the support. So some of you are going to, maybe you don't know how to format your book, don't know how to properly edit and format. We will teach you all that, but not today. Today is about writing the book. Now you have a draft. We are focusing on you having a draft today. So once you have your draft ready, the rest is now formatting, editing, proofreading, then publishing your book and preparing to launch your book. So this is part of the preparation. You decide your next step, whether you want to self-publish, e.g. publishing on Amazon Kindle, which I encourage every writer to publish your book on Amazon Kindle. Hire an editor if you want to edit further, you want to hire an editor, you don't want to edit yourself, or share with better readers. You can share your book with your family and friends to read. Some of them are going to help you spot some typos, and then some of them are going to be the ones to give book review for you when you are going to launch. So it's important for you to share your book with better readers, especially if you are going to launch your book. Make a simple plan. Don't overcomplicate things. In fact, we don't teach something that will complicate your life. We give you simple plan. Example, Lisa chose to self-publish and listed tasks like find a cover design and set up an Amazon account. It could be as simple as that. Design your cover. You can use DIY platforms like Canva to design your cover, set up your Amazon account, your Kindle account, and publish your book. It could be as simple as that. So make your plan very simple. Don't overcomplicate things for yourself. Tips for beginners. A short book is perfect for beginners. I think I mentioned this earlier. 10 to 15,000 words is about 50 to 75 pages, which is okay for a beginner. Especially if you are doing it yourself. You are not hiring a ghostwriter. So focus on doing something that is simple, that will not overwhelm you. Use free tools like Grammarly for basic editing. Very important. Don't stress about publishing details yet. Just make a checklist. Like I said, it is important for you to get your book draft ready. Okay? Get your book draft ready. Now, uh, this is your 4 weeks roadmap. We have talked about your 30 days roadmap. Like I said, you can adjust this roadmap for yourself. You can customize the blueprints for yourself. If you want to spend less than 30 days, customize it for yourself. But we are giving you a blueprint that you can follow, that you can build on, that can help you to customize for yourself and get your book ready. And you can spend more than 30 days. It doesn't have to be 30 days. So you don't put yourself under pressure. And I don't want to put you under pressure as well. Now, let's talk about why most people never get their book written, why they never finish their book. Number one is they try to do it alone. And it's overwhelming. If you try to do it alone, it is overwhelming. Trust me. They do this without a plan, without a clear plan or structure. They stare at a blank page and freeze. So without structure, they waste hours figuring out where to start. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to start. You are stuck. No plan, no structure. That is why most people don't get to write their book, or they don't get to finish their book. And let's be honest, life gets in the way. Your kids, work, errands. It's not easy to put your book on the back burner. So these are some of the reasons why your book may not get written. But here is the thing. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay stuck. So if you feel this can be overwhelming, and it can be overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner. If you are trying to do it alone, it can be overwhelming. That is why I encouraged you first to join the community so that you can do it with other people who are trying to do the same thing you are doing. Join a community that is heading the same way you are heading. It's easier when you work together. And also, I have created a solution that makes writing your book simple, fast, and actually fun. Simple, fast, and fun. I don't know if you are interested in knowing this. So I'm introducing the book in a box toolkit. It is your all-in-one shortcut to a finished book. It is your all-in-one shortcut to finally writing and launching your book. This is a digital DIY resource packed with everything you need to plan, to outline, and write your non-fiction book. Okay? Even if you are busy, you are overwhelmed, or you don't think you are a writer, I have taken all the guesswork out of the process and boiled it down to simple step by step tools that work. So, whether you are a coach or you are an entrepreneur or someone with a story to share, these toolkits will get you from idea to finished book, to a finished draft faster than ever. I can promise you that. Okay? So, what is inside this book? This toolkit, rather. A quick guide to navigate the toolkit under 5 minutes. No tech headache. You don't need to have any headache trying to navigate. Also, a book idea clarity worksheet to nail down your message, your audience, and big idea. Remember, we talked about defining your book purpose. So, this will help you to do that. So, you know exactly what your book is about. Number three is a profitable book angle generator to pick a book angle that stands out and attracts clients. That is another thing that's inside this toolkit. Another thing inside this toolkit is a 7-step book outline template, a plug and play structure to organize your entire book in hours. It is a template that you just need to plug and play. Also, we have a 50 plus book title swipe so you never get stuck on the perfect title. When it's time to choose a title for your book, you can never get stuck because we have 50 plus title that you can tweak to also get your home book title. We have a 30-day writing plan to keep you on track and finish your draft without stress. A writing plan to keep you on track is also there, which is more detailed than what we have right now, than what we have shared right now. We can't share everything here. We wanted to spend 45 minutes and we are already over 1 hour. So please uh, get this toolkit so you can get all the goodies that is there. We also have plug and play chapter templates to write each chapter with confidence, even if you've never written before. Also, we have a self-publishing 101 cheat sheet with the exact steps to publish your book on platforms like Amazon. You want to get your book published, we also have something for you, a guide for you inside this toolkit to publish your book. Also, a monetize your book roadmap to turn your book into a client generating machine, whether you're a coach, consultant, or entrepreneur. This is everything you need to write, finish, and launch your book. So, everything is inside this toolkit. I don't want to talk much about this toolkit. You just need to get it to know what is inside or to really see the good inside. Exclusive bonuses for those that are going to get these toolkits. You're going to have weekly live Q&A calls, book launch checklists, private community access, so which is different from the general community. You have a private community access, which is where I'm going to be spending a lot of time with you. And this is only for webinar attendees and it's for 24 hours deadline. All of these other exclusive bonuses that I'm adding are usually paid for separately. They are usually paid for separately. For example, if I'm going to plan book launch for any client that is not part of the package we do for them, for example, if we didn't write the book for them, we just want to plan their launch, we charge for that separately. We also charge for this live calls. We charge for that separately. There's a certain amount we charge for that. I think we charge about $19.97. If you convert that, for those of you that are in Nigeria, you can convert that to Naira. That's what we charge. But because this is a group one and it's an exclusive bonus for this webinar, we are throwing that in as a bonus for anyone that gets the book in a box toolkit within 24 hours. Check the description. You're going to see the link there. And we're also going to drop the link in the chat for you. This investment, your investment for cost, the massive discount is just 50,000 naira. The regular price for this toolkit is 100,000 naira or about $70, depending on the exchange rate. For webinar, we are offering 50% discount, which makes it 50,000 naira or $35, depending on the exchange rate. And you're going to have it instant downloads plus 24 hours offer only. To make payment, just go to fkcreative360.com/toolkit, and you can also do bank transfer. For those of you that are paying in naira, transfer to the account on the screen right now and send your screenshot to the phone number you can see there. For those of you also who are going to just use what we taught here to outline your book, to get your book started, you also need to, I'm encouraging you to send your testimonials, your progress to this phone number, or join the community and drop it there. I want to see your progress, okay? So drop it there. And for those of you that are going to pay by transfer, send your screenshot or payment proof to this phone number. I'm going to be expecting from you to hear from you. Then if you are paying with you're paying online, just go to fkcreative360.com/toolkit. It will take you to the payment page and you can select any currency you want to pay in. Now, some people are saying, what if I want a done for you? For those of you that want a done for you, this bundle sounds amazing, but I want someone to do it for me. That's what you are saying. I can't go through all of this myself. I want someone to do it for me. Or you want a customized help, maybe done with you or done for you. There are different packages that we have. So we can handle everything for you, or we can partially handle it for you. Just book a free clarity call. The free clarity call will help us to know how much help you need. And you may not even need our help eventually. So just book a free clarity call where we'll talk about what you want to do, how we can help you, what kind of help you can offer. So we can customize help for each of your needs for different people. So it's different what kind of help you might need, okay? And if you want us to handle everything from planning to publishing, yes, we are going to do that for you. Just book this clarity call. Go to fkcreative360.com/free consultation. It is free. Book a call and then we can help you with whatever help you need. Final motivation is that your story matters. Change lives with your book. That story that you think is ordinary to you, like I said, because I've seen this firsthand, how people think this is just ordinary, this is just something that is not a big deal. It's a big deal to other people. So let's help you make it better. Let's help you make it happen. Let's help you plan your book. Let's help you outline and structure your story and take it out there. Somebody needs your help. Somebody needs your story. Somebody can be impacted by your book, whether now or in the future. Don't wait anymore. Thank you very much. And don't forget to book your clarity call. For those of you who need help, any kind of customized help, we are here for you at FK Creative 360. Just go ahead and go to fkcreative360.com/free consultation. And if you check the description, you are also going to see the links there, important links that you need. And of course, the link to buy the toolkit is also there. We will drop it in the comment section as well. Go ahead and buy the toolkit. Go ahead and book for your consultation. And we'll see you at the other side. If you have any questions, now is the time to drop your question in the chat. We have just like a few minutes before we shut down today. I hope you have gained something from today's webinar. I want to believe some of you have learned a lot from this webinar. If you've learned something from this webinar, I need you to drop a book. Drop a book in the chat so we can differentiate from the previous comment. Drop a book in the chat if you have gained a lot from this webinar. I'm ready to go write your home book. You are ready to get your story out there. You are ready to share your experiences with people who really need them. Drop a book in the chat. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to drop the link for you to buy the toolkit in any currency. You can buy in any currency. Also, for you to book Clarity Call, check the description of this video. You are going to see the link there. So, because there are no questions right now, if you have any question, please join the community and then we will answer all your questions there. Join the community. The link is pinned in the comment section, and we also have it in the description of this video. Join and we will answer all your questions in the community. So I'll say see you on the inside. Thank you very much. You can share this with everyone, or you can come back and watch this live. If you missed anything, come back and watch it. It's always going to be here. Share it with those your loved ones, your colleagues, those you think are planning to write a book or they have a book idea they are working on. Share with them and let's get that book out there. Let's get your story out there. Thank you very much and see you on the inside. All right, bye.